welcome back to Gasm. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a card show that we had in my hometown of Houma, Louisiana. It took place on May 1st, 2022 at the Business of 1921 Seafood. I did find it unusual that one of our seafood restaurants was holding a card show, but keeping an open mind, I decided I'd go check it out. It was a little cramped. But thankfully, they had the foresight to not hold the show during normal business hours, so we weren't tripping over each other doing card deals while people were trying to eat their boiled seafood. If you're ever in the South Louisiana region, I do highly recommend checking out 1921 Seafood. They got great food there, man. So, the card show, though. Like I said, it wasn't too hard to find. The premise did have me on guard, but I kept an open mind, and the majority of the sellers, or the vendors, I should say, were guys like me, just hobbyists looking to flip a few cards for money that they can reinvest back into their collection. The show, for what it was, seemed like it was put together pretty well. Everyone there seemed pretty knowledgeable about what they had. Had a few criticisms, and starting to be a normal thing in the hobby where vendors are not listing the price on the items. Now, I understand if you're maintaining a brick and mortar card shop, not pricing your entire inventory until the customer wants to check out. The price fluctuates so quickly right now in this hobby that I have come to terms and understanding with the shop owner doing this. If you're going to a card show, a small card show, up in little old Houma, Louisiana, inside a seafood restaurant, you have the 5 minutes to put little pink, green, yellow price dots on your items, especially your graded items. I shouldn't have to ask you, hey, how much does this card cost? And I'm at the point now with these card shows, big and large, if your stuff is not priced, I will keep walking. The only unpriced item I even bothered to ask about was a 1991 classic Undertaker card that was graded PSA 9, only because I'm unfamiliar with that set and I wanted the education. The guy identified the price, which for him seems very fair. I've done my own independent research, and I don't think he is out of line based on our conversation. That said, there's an entire table of Joe Burrow cards. And if you live in Louisiana, whether you like the LSU Tigers or not, whether you like the Cincinnati Bengals or not, if you see Joe Burrow, you buy Joe Burrow if it's in your price range, because that is a long-term hold that you will either A, flip for profit, or B, pass down to a niece, a nephew, a child, whatever. You live here, you buy Joe Burrow. But when I see 30 Joe Burrow cards with no prices, I keep walking. Now, I come across another vendor. He had a lot of Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow cards for sale, and they were priced. Some of them were probably priced a little higher than I would have wanted to pay, but he was a great guy. He had good conversation, and there were no surprises, no secrets about what he was asking, and we made a deal on a good bit of cards. I did more business with him than anybody else at the show, and I'm okay with that. I wanted to spend a lot more money than what I did, but the day of this event was literally the day after I bought the mantle that I've talked about in my previous video, so I had to behave. Of note, I bought a couple Trevor Lawrence cards, a couple Joe Burrow cards, an Odell Beckham Jr. card. I bought an Aaron Rodgers card because Mrs. Nerdgasm loves Aaron Rodgers, and if there's one thing I've learned about this hobby, is if you get your partner interested, find an angle that your partner likes, you're doing good. I've never seen a Star Wars film, But I know if I bring home Star Wars trading cards, I can make her happy. And she doesn't question when I spend rent levels of money on a stack of cardboard. So, overall, it was a good show. I could have done without the people not pricing their inventory. I could have done without the people over in the one corner bragging about their flips. If you're in here to make money, cool, but show some decorum. Keep it down. I heard a guy say, yeah, I sold it for $75 and I paid $30 for it yesterday. That's a profit of $45, so I won that deal. You know what? I'm happy you're winning, but now I don't want to do business with you because you're a braggart, you're a blowhard, and I don't like you. But anyway, really late on putting this video together. My apologies. Been a little busy with finals. It's weird being an adult with a full-time job and a full-time collegiate schedule while also trying to maintain this hobby with a respectable timeline and put out videos on a regular basis. I have 2 openings left to put together, and hopefully I can get them done on the same day that I'm doing the audio for this. We shall see. But I thank you for turning in to Nerdgasm. Check out my myslabs page if you got the time. And if you're looking to get into the grading game, check out my buddy Cade. His boat grading service is on Facebook. This is not a paid endorsement. I'm just really grateful for the time that he puts in to helping us get our stuff graded for discounted rates through Beckett, through PSA, and through CSG. I do have an SGC opening coming up in the next month, and we'll talk about the people that I do my SGC grading through. But yeah, just give Kate a shout out. Check out his page. It's easy to find on Facebook. Real reasonable prices in comparison to what the going rate for getting your cards graded is right now. He's super patient. I can be a bit of a flake at times when it comes to budgeting for my submissions, and he has extended so much courtesy my way. I could never thank him enough. So anyway, y'all enjoy your day, your night, your week, whatever the case may be. Thank you for turning in to Nerdgasm.